Okay, guys, we are live. So, hello everyone. Thank you very much for joining us today. Today we have Valentina with us, who is a front office department receptionist, and she has a lot of experience in the hotel industry. That's why I invited her today to talk about the importance of communication and hospitality. Hello, Valentina.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
Very nice. Very good.
Perfect. So let's start. Could you please tell us what you're going to talk about today? Just a brief introduction.
Yes, I will talk about the importance of communication in hospitality and tourism industry, because it's very important in tourism industry, because you have to do with different people.
Yeah.
It's one of the most important tools in tourism.
Perfect. Yes, and you also mentioned that you're going to talk about the problems that are going to occur if there is not good communication, if it's not proper, or there is absence of communication, and you're going to share the skills, the tips, how to improve the communication. Perfect. So could you please tell us why the communication is so important in the hospitality industry? Why is it one of the most important skills?
Is one of the important skill, because you have to do with different people every day from different countries. You have to understand them. They're from different countries, foreign languages. Yeah. And as well as I'm working in front office department, I have to do with guests and also with employees from all of the departments. So it's important the communication with guests, as well the communication and cooperation with employees, with your
yeah, because you work in a team, I guess, and you have to
in the team, and especially the front office department, it have to do with all the departments in the hotel, like housekeeping, restaurants, and bars, and all the departments, technician department.
Definitely, yeah. So could you please let us know how many languages do you know? You probably know lots of languages because you work in Cyprus and there are lots of tourists from different countries. So how many languages can you speak?
I speak Russian, Ukrainian, Greek, English, and Polish.
Polish, okay, yeah. Because we have a lot of
languages, actually.
Yes, so we have a lot of tourists in Cyprus from all different countries, and from England and from Russia, Ukraine, Poland, and the main language in Cyprus is the Greek. So
yes,
all the languages. Yes, so could you please let us know which are the methods and types of communication used by front office departments? So what kinds of communication do you use?
We use verbal communication, face-to-face communication, and non-verbal communication as well, like body language. You can, for example, if the guest is waiting in the line, you can see him, and non-verbal communication also, as well writing communication by email, messages, from the telephone.
Yeah.
Actually, we use all of the types of the communication.
What kind of communication do you find the most difficult? What kind of communication has most problems, in your opinion?
Most difficult, I think, is by telephone. Yeah. Because not all of the guests can understand what you mean, or if you don't have face-to-face communication, and by telephone is more difficult.
Yeah, I guess because they don't see you face to face, they probably don't know what you mean most of the times as well, right?
Yes, and
Yes,
for
sometimes
this, it might be some barriers and issues arise.
of course. Yeah, I understand. So which are the barriers of communication? What are the main problems? So can you mention some barriers also in your establishment, in your hotel?
Yes. Barriers of communication can be the listening, like the people with who you are connecting have to listen, have good, high communication skills, like is one of the barriers to explain what they need. Also, but the language is also the barrier, because not all of the employees or guests there speak the same language. For example, in my department, only when I speak Ukrainian and Russian. Other employees, they're not understand, they don't speak Russian, and a lot of Russian guests they can't explain things on English. So one of the biggest barrier is the language.
Of course, yeah.
Especially in Cyprus.
Yes, so probably if they speak Russian to you, then they don't know English. So you are the only person who can understand them. So
yes, and if I'm not there, it's difficult.
Yeah. So
yes, after there are some misunderstandings between guests and employees.
Definitely, yeah. So what are the other barriers? What else can you mention? What are the difficulties in communication there can be?
Other barrier have to be listening skills. Like you have to listen carefully the guest, so you have to understand what exactly guests needs.
What they mean exactly. Sure, yeah. And so when we have the barriers, we definitely have problems. So what are the problems that can occur because of incorrect communication?
It's a lot of problems can arise, like misunderstanding between guests, the guest expectations.
Yeah.
If like for that I mentioned before, the language, if employee don't understand what the guests needs, after it might be misunderstandings and bad reviews, or we don't achieve guests needs.
Yeah. Or maybe fewer guests as well. They can come to the hotel if it ruins the hotel reputation as well.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. And so what would you suggest? How can we improve this problem? What methods can we use to improve the communication?
Yes. The employees, first of all, should be able to listen the speaker carefully to understand him correctly in order to avoid any misunderstanding between them. However, they should ask questions if they don't understand something correctly. As well, there are different it's good for all of employees. There is a strong need for more educational training of communication in the tourism industry. The most appropriate is the hiring of the consultancy in the organization that educates the employees with useful knowledge about the communication. As well, the employees of the hotels in Cyprus should promote a Cypriot hospitality to the guests through the correct use of communication in order to give them a positive impressions about the beautiful island and its high hospitality. Great importance should be given on how employees answer the telephone calls, because if the employees will answer the call not professionally, firstly, the bad impression will be given to those who call the hotel.
Of course.
So it's very important to answer the calls in professional verbs.
Mm-hmm.
From the human resource department should be given some rules with possible words, phrases to communicate in professional and true manners with the guests. An important attention must be given from the managers to educate the new employees at the front office about all the possible information about the hotel, in order to avoid misunderstanding between colleagues and guests.
Mm-hmm.
Like cooperation is very important between employees to avoid misunderstanding. So to have a good cooperation, you have to have good communication between employees. As well, all the manager process with a new candidates for the position at the reception must to select the employees who had suitable communication skills and smile. Since the smile shows to the other person that communication with him is joy and pleasure. Nevertheless, they should understand them personally before to hire them in the establishment. Like you are working in human resource department. You know, an interview, you can understand positive and
wait 1 second. I think the connection is a bit bad. Maybe you can try different Wi-Fi at your house, because it's a bit bad at the moment, the connection. Yeah, I think now it's better. Yeah. Okay, so could you please repeat what you said about human resources department?
Yes, I said that all of the managers and human resource during the interview process with a new candidate for the job, for the position, they must to select the employee who had suitable communication skills and smile. Since the smile shows to the other person that communication with him is joy and pleasure. As well, they should understand them personality before to hire them in the establishment.
Yeah, so I think it's very important to actually test the person and know if they're going to be, you know, polite to everyone, and they're going to also be able to overcome all the stress and tiredness, because I think that working in the hotel department and reception is very tiresome. Like when you work and it's between different people, you should be able to be mentally stable after the long day. So definitely the human resource aspect is very important.
Yes, especially when you have to do with different people and you have to manage some complaints. You have to manage your stress and be always positive, and to not show to the guest if you are angry or if you can't manage the complaint. You never have to show this to the guests. This have to do with your communication skills. If you have good communication skills, you are always can manage the complaints and to always to be polite to the guests.
Sure, yes, because you talk to the people all the time, of course you should be able to present yourself and present the hotel in the best light possible. Okay. Is everything okay with your internet? Because I cannot, sometimes it's...
Before it was no voice, but now is I listen you.
Okay, sure. Do you have any other things to add to the methods that you can improve the communication? Is there anything else?
Methods of improving that I said before, when you're hiring, first of all, a new candidate, you have to pay attention on his communication skills, as well some training programs. You can hire an consultant to the hotel. Yeah. So also there is from the managers of all the departments or from the human resource department, they can give an example of how to communicate with guests, some specific words, and that. Also, perfect. Some language lessons can be given. Like before, we had a teacher for Cypriots from Russian. Yeah. So they made Russian lessons on so they can speak about in the hotel, like for the job. Some words with Russians or guests from French people and.
Definitely, yeah. So language lessons, if it's for free for the employers, it can be a good bonus for them to actually learn more and improve their communication skills. It will be a great idea. So what's about your current job? What's about the hotel you're working in? What is the level of communication there? Maybe something could be improved there in your job?
Yes, that I see. There is a problem with communication, especially between employees, between departments. Yeah, there is no good communication between employees, and I think with some meetings before a job or when you are changing a shift, and you have to inform your colleague about all the issues that you had before, so they will know. Also from the managers, when they are changing something in the hotel, like opening hours of the restaurants or something new we have in the hotel, they have to inform all the departments, and they have to check if all of the employees are informed about the new changing, so to avoid some misunderstanding between guests.
Yeah, sure. So, and how can this be improved in your opinion as well? What can be done?
It can be improved from human resource department, from the managers, so they can check if there is a good communication, if all of the employees are informed about new changing in the hotel. So communication is very important. So they will have synergy and communication.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah,
between them.
That's a great idea, because even, when the hotel works for many years, and you said that you work in the biggest hotel in Cyprus, is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So even in this,
It's the biggest hotel in Cyprus.
Yeah. So
with a lot of guests, and especially in summer period is always fully booked. And we have also different departments and a lot of employees.
Yeah. So even in that big hotel, like when it works for many years, I guess even there could be a communication, but also I think the size of the hotel, it matters, because if it's huge, of course, it's harder to communicate in different departments. Am I correct? Because if it was a small hotel, more people would know each other and be able to communicate, or there would be less guests, and the job would be less hard, in my opinion.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think yeah, you also mentioned that it's important to hire consultancy and use some training programs to improve communication. So what kind of consultancy is it? Is it like organizational psychologists who come and talk to people and maybe make some team building exercises? Is it something like
yes, that? It's there is in Cyprus some different kinds of seminars. So the hotel can hire a special people who do the consultancy for the hotels, so they can make a seminar on for the title of communication skills for employees.
Yeah, definitely.
It's special seminars that they can make. And
yeah,
I know, because I made my final year project for my university for the communication, on the communication. And there are in Cyprus seminars for communication. I also been in one in Nicosia for a seminar on communication.
Yeah, definitely. Like when there is professional help in this, when people see it in a professional light, that people actually can learn it and some problems can be resolved. A very good idea to invite someone like this. And also have this, like, an interesting question. So do you think communication is a natural skill or it can be learned? So for example, some people are better than others in communication. Some people are born with better communication and some people can learn. So what do you think? Is it a natural skill or it's learned skill?
I think it's a natural skill more than a learned skill, because some of the people, they have it from their own. They have to communicate, and they like to communicate with people. From the other side, there are some people that don't like to communicate with different people. They are more closed. So for these people, it will be very difficult to learn.
Yeah.
Also, from the other hand, if somebody wants to improve his communication skills, of course he can improve his skills and learn. But more, I think, it's a natural skill.
Yeah. And
if you are open person and you are able to communicate with different people, with different characters, and you like to communicate with people.
Yes, of course. And also the HR department in the hotel, I think it selects people who are have natural communication skills. Am I right? Yeah, they look at natural communication skills, and people who are willing to apply are more likely to have the skills because they know that they're going to talk to people every day in the work. Yep. So what's about nonverbal communication? There is something like a body language communication. Is it also important? You know, when you speak, you can have a different position And yeah, what's about verbal communication?
Exactly. What about verbal communication?
Yes, so do you think it's equally
With
important
the
as the verbal language, the non-verbal communication?
more of them are so important as,
Mhm.
as like non-verbal communication, because if non-verbal communication, guests can understand if you are tired to listen him, or you have to have correct body language. Yes.
Like
Also,
yeah.
non-verbal communication is very important. The way how you speak, if you speak
Yeah,
correctly.
yeah, definitely. So if you speak correctly, and for example, if you say something nice, but you stand like this, it means like it's a close posture. Or if you like
Yes, yes,
this
so nice.
and you
Like,
act very tired, it's also not nice. So the hotel receptions, I think I give you props for this because it's a very hard job. You have to pretend that you like talking to everyone, so like have to have this energy and not feeling tired. So how do you manage to keep a positive attitude all the time at the work? How do you manage to stay professional and after a long day as well?
yes, it's coming with the years. Like, I'm working there for 6 years,
Yes.
actually. And now for me, it's more easy to create positive manners. But because I also, when I study, we learn that. And from my personality,
Yeah.
I know that I can be quiet and to not show to the guest if I am tired or if I'm angry or something.
Definitely. So I think the work of the receptions is a bit it's very complicated in terms of communication. So how do you relax after work? Maybe you do something special to take take out bad emotions, something like maybe workouts or talking with your friends that helps you take this stress from work.
Yes, and I prefer to do some workouts, or sometimes I want to, after work, I prefer to sit alone and
Yeah.
in one closed bed, to not
Mhm.
see nobody, to have time with myself only,
Of course, it's very helpful.
and to be more, yes, to relax and to not communicate more with people.
Mhm. I also remember you told me a story that some famous people came to your hotel from Russia, some actors. So I remember that you told me that everybody was taking picture from them. How was that experience? Do you have lots of famous people coming to your hotel?
Yes, we have, like, we had from Russian actress. Yes, always I'm communicate with them, and it's very nice. It's nice experience for me. It's good experience to see that people. Yes, I took a pictures with them. Is one of the positive parts in my job.
Yeah, it's actually very nice aspect because there is a lot of good memories. And yeah, it's very important that something like that happens. So it's job is not boring all the time. Yeah,
Yes. You see
perfect.
every day something different, and you learn every day something different for yourself.
Mhm.
And when you make guests happy, they will show you it back. Like they will show you, they
Yeah.
will write about you something, they will send you a message, or they are making a present to you, and show that you are a joy. That you make them happy and satisfied.
Definitely. So one of my last question is, after the training, like when the employees had this training for communication, should it be updated ever again? Is it important to update the training after some time?
Yes, it's important to always, it's important to update communication skills and making seminars, meetings. Always is important.
Yeah.
Also, regular meetings between departments is very important for the communication skills.
Yeah, like because when you talk more, between the departments, I think that there are fewer problems. Even in my job,
yes,
with HR, we have daily meetings, so all the questions can be asked there. Everything can be clarified. We have to tell our updates in person, and we always have this, messenger when we can text. But we work remotely; it's a different situation. But I think in some ways it's similar because we are communicating to our managers every day, and we arise the problems. We all think together how to solve them. So yeah, daily meetings, I think it's one of the most important solutions.
Of course, it's so difficult in high period when the hotel is full, in under pressure, and you are working under pressure and you are so busy. It's very difficult to have a good communication between. It's more difficult when you are under pressure all the time, because everybody is so busy and you don't have time to inform somebody about something. And it's, of course, it's more easy when you are not fully booked.
Yeah, for sure. So I think I asked all the questions. So now it's time to ask our guests. So we have Yogesh. Hello, Yogesh. If you want, you can ask us something here or in the chat as well.
Hi, this is Yogesh. I have been not much into the hotel industry, but I'm just trying to enter into it, and I'm trying to understand the major concerns in the front office or the guest services. So it was really helpful that there were a lot of inputs provided. So, and I don't have any specific questions. She had, especially she has provided a lot of international experience she has.
Perfect. Yeah, so I will leave Valentina's contact details in the description. So if you have any questions later, you can also email her and ask her anything you want.
Sure, that's definitely going to help me. I appreciate that.
Great. I'm glad that you liked the webinar. Srini, hey, do you have any questions?
I don't have any questions because of the reason that I was not there continuously, but I want to go through the YouTube. Definitely, it will be interesting session for this industry. So thank you so much, Valentina, and thanks so much, Lisa, for your energy from day one of these sessions.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you both.
Okay, so guys, if you have any more questions, I will leave Valentina's contact details. Yeah, so we can wrap up this session for today. Thank you very much for joining us today, Valentina, and for sharing your experience. Have a great day.
Thank you too for inviting me. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Elizabeth.
Thank you very much. Have a great day. Looking forward to meeting you again.
Thank you.
Thank you both.
Everyone. Thank you. Bye.